Hello, I am filming a review today. This is The Marble Dance by Lygia Fagundes Teles. She is a Brazilian author, and I am hoping I pronounced her name correctly. I did look it up online, but I never did that well in linguistics. The phonetic alphabet, not my strong suit. So I'm hoping I got her name pronounced correctly, and this was an unknown novel to me when I picked it up. I had never heard of it before, but it was very cheap, and I recognized the edition it was in. I have, I think you can actually see him on the shelf back there, but I have Gabriel Garcia Marquez's An Evil Hour in this edition. I have a couple of other novels that I showed in a haul last month, also in these editions. They seem to be good editions for translated international fiction, so I thought, why not? And I do think it was worth the small amount of money that I paid for it. It's translated by Margaret A. Neves. I have never heard of that translator either. The cover does make it seem a little bit overdramatic. We've got a blurb on the front here. And it says, "The bitter consequences of passion haunt a young girl's life and lead her to a dangerous exploration of erotic love." That's a bit of an overstatement. Yes, there was some passion in her parents' past. She does explore a bit, but I wouldn't exactly call it dangerous, and it's not all that dramatic or all that fast-paced and passionate, really. So the novel starts out fairly strong. Part one, I think, is far superior in both plot, interest level, writing style even, than part two. Part one, we have this young girl, we have Virginia, and she is living with her mentally ill mother, who is hallucinating constantly. She's lost touch with reality. She doesn't even know her own daughter most of the time. She's also living with a man that she refers to as her uncle. And as she understands it, her mother has left her father shortly before she was born. And even though her sisters and her father are living in luxury, more or less, and getting good education, she is living with her mother and her mother's lover. She has hand-me-downs. They are not well off. There is discussion of being able to afford flowers, being able to afford good meals. Eventually, Virginia is sent to live with her father, but her father is very cold to her for a reason that she can't quite understand. She thinks it's because her mother left her father and that she reminds her father of her mother, but she eventually discovers there's more to it than that. Part two is a time jump. Suddenly Virginia is finished school and she is grown up, and she is going back to visit family and kind of unravel the past, come to terms with it, and forge a new life for herself. The second half, as I said, I wasn't that thrilled with. It came across as a little bit cliche, a little bit boring even. For whatever reason, she has harbored this love for her childhood friend who shows nothing more than a platonic interest in her, even though they haven't really seen each other in, I would guess, at least half a decade. Even though he never wrote to her, she returns to her father's house, to her sisters, and she is still in love with him. She kind of bounces around from man to man, spends some time with a woman. You get the sense that she is just playing with everybody's emotions. And then she decides to up and leave, and this I had a problem with. Yes, I could believe that she wants to see the world, but I had trouble not laughing at the way this book wraps up. It was supposed to be a very serious and emotional scene, I think, but the writing was just so poor. The scene was just so cliche. that I couldn't take it seriously at all. As I said though, I very much liked the first half of the novel. That part was very good. Oddly enough, I actually got some Jane Austen vibes from that. It was very Mansfield Parkish, I guess. You have the poor relation who must rely on the rich relations. She's very much seen as an embarrassment. They don't really want her there, but she has to be there. There's nowhere else for her to go, and she feels obligated to them. They expect her to feel obligated to them, and she's trying to find a way to break free from that. She wants something of her own. There wasn't really a large literary quality to this, so I guess I don't have much more to say about it. But if you've heard of this author, if you've heard of Lygia Fagundes Tellez, if you've heard of this novel, The Marble Dance, I would greatly appreciate if you would leave me a comment. Let me know how you like her, how you discovered her, whether I've just been living under a rock and everybody but me knows about her. But yeah. Ooh, I'm getting glare. The Marble Dance by Lygia Fagundes Tellez. Translated by Margaret A. Neves.